Oh, okay.
What's up, guys?
Hello, friends. Hello, Ghost of Armand.
Ghost of Armand. Can still see his butt imprint in that chair.
The chair has taken a beating. Oh, man. Our last episode title aged really well.
What did it say?
Why this failing liquor chain is the hottest stock on the market.
like 6 hours
And
later.
it's gone.
Oh, my God.
Is it gone? YHC? Or what was it?
You know, they still have money, but, like, is it that sexy if they just buy some ETH without the aura of Leshner?
And Leshner's out.
He's gone.
Dude, that's what we talked about, isn't it? That, like, just doing that comes with so many hurdles and headaches that it's not just as easy as just, like, buying the shares and then you just own it.
Did I tell you guys that I, like, 100x'd almost? Actually, no. I did 100x
On paper.
on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
100x the meme YHC beam coin. But I told everybody I wouldn't dump on them. So I wrote it to 0.
Yeah, way to hold by your morals on that one.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I went from like $500 to like almost like 100K.
To 100K, back down to 500 or below 500? Zero?
I think I got out for like 350.
Hey.
It's probably already. It's probably. I don't even want to look at it. It probably was gonna like pump like randomly like 1,000x or something.
Just a scratch. Here.
You know, part of the game, man. Part of the game.
You have a whole cooler over there, dude. What do you?
I figured like, I don't know. What am I gonna do? Walk to the fridge? I guess I could.
How many tall boys? You have a 6-pack of tall boys.
Yeah, I do.
I've heard there's a food and beverage channel in the Discord. First off, they wanted a shout out. And second, they want to know specifically, what are you drinking? So can you read the label out for those?
Oh, this is the California Honey Blonde Ale by Pizza Port.
Oh, Pizza Port.
Pizza
Love their
Port.
wings.
They're local, right?
Yeah, they are.
Carlsbad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drinking Salty Crew. Little boat.
You're such
Boat
a
ale.
boat beer guy.
Well, I got like a big thing at Costco, so I'm just like working my way through
Do you,
it.
own
nice.
do you own boat shoes?
I at one point had some boat shoes up
I
in
used to be a
SF.
big boat shoe guy.
Yeah.
I could see.
I used to be a lot more like
East Coaster.
Nantucket
Used to be in
preppy.
finance.
Did
Wears
you ever
boat
do
shoes.
the shoulder, the sweater over the shoulder, tied in front?
I used to just like see all those like finance bro memes, and I was like, looks a lot like me. I don't like this.
Pop collar.
So I just went to, you go to the Ivy, you hang out with all the freaking iBank people, and next thing you know, you're dressing like a douche, and it just happens to you.
See Patagonia throughout your
It comes at
closet.
you fast. Ugh.
All right, let's give a shout out to our sponsor. Go to zbiotics.com/alfalfa. Check out the pre-alcohol drink and use the code alfalfa at checkout for 15% off. So if Steven was a good boy, he would have taken his ZBiotics pre-alcohol a couple hours before he
Done.
started slipping his California Honey Blonde Ale. And it'll take care of that nasty toxin
Acetaldehyde.
that's brewing in his tummy right now as we speak.
Getting
So
chewed up.
Getting chewed up. And when he wakes up in the morning, he can still play pickleball and look at the charts, trade, do his work, build things, all because of the pre-alcohol drink.
So much building.
So many building. But yeah, you can go to zbiotics.com/alfalfa. Use code alfalfa at checkout. Is there any big events or holidays coming up in the month of August?
Splash House.
Oh, that's a West Coast thing.
That'll be a fun trip report for you guys.
Yeah.
You're going?
Oh, I'm going.
Oh, you're
Holy
going? All right, you
shit.
definitely need your ZBiotics for that trip.
You're bordering on.
The age limit.
Yeah, you're about to age out of that, dude.
I know this might be one of these like weird experiences for me. Fortunately, I'm just gonna shave.
Do you think
It'll
you're going to be
boom,
old when you're
instantly
just
32.
concerned for other people at the party? Like they're not drinking enough water.
I'm gonna.
They
be
don't have
on
sunscreen on.
Way too many drugs
That's
to
a
carry.
lot of drugs. You're just going to be concerned.
Yeah, I'm going with these doctors, and they've got like the drug sourcing is like crazy. They've got all this stuff. They've done all the testing on it. It's all been like screened.
Doctors have this like false sense of security when it comes to like doing drugs. Like just
Partying
because-
with there's like certain class of doctors you party with. It's like wild. They're like, nah, that shit's wet. Like, I got this, and they just pull out some bag from the hospital. You're like, oh my god.
Do they at least bring the IV bags?
There's definitely gonna be Ivy
Okay,
bags there. Yeah.
I think that's what I'd appreciate.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Can you bring some for Alfalfa Palooza the following month?
I don't know if I can do that, but we may have a doctor going, a doctor or two.
What's happening at Alfalfa Palooza?
So Alfalfa
Is there an
Palooza.
agenda?
Okay, so like I was like, oh, this isn't gonna be that big of a thing, I guess, but whatever. I'll just get this house, and maybe 4 people will come. So as soon as I get the house,
Well,
like,
there's 3 of us. So that's
20
4
people come out of the. No, I mean like besides us. Maybe
Okay.
like 20 people come out of the woodwork. I'm like, I want to stay in the house. I'm like, oh, cool. Well, the house isn't big enough, so now that we might have to get a bigger house, we're gonna need a bigger boat.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna have a good showing now. I think
We're
gonna have
oversubscribed.
20 some odd people there. So if you're in the neighborhood, even if you don't want to stay
What
in the
neighborhood
house,
are we going to be staying in?
The current house I think is in Bay Park.
Where's oh, it's in San Diego. It's not in Palm Springs or anything.
No, it's here.
Okay. I knew this.
Dude.
Sorry.
Holding up this
I heard you say like,
podcast.
sure, we're gonna stay at the house. I think we're gonna stay at our own houses.
Oh yeah, because it's a block away. Yeah. Okay, got it. Check.
No, it's lovely. Like overlooks like the bay and SeaWorld. It'd be a nice like fireworks view, kind
Okay.
of up on the hill there.
That's an underrated neighborhood in San Diego.
Yeah, I mean it's getting rated
Yeah.
now. Like it's $2
coming
million
up.
bucks for like a decent house there now. So I don't know how underrated it is anymore, but I mean $2 million in San Diego now is like
Starter
that's
home.
just chalk. It's like, do you want a bedroom?
Can we do can I do a separate golf side quest for some people during Alfalfa Palooza?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing the activities. We're gonna get the golf. We're definitely gonna do a pickleball tournament. Obviously,
Fun.
gonna figure out some fun activities. It'll be a blast.
All right.
It's gonna be like summertime. Should we get in the water? Is that too much?
I haven't been in the water in like 7 years.
Ugh. You just go in the water. Okay.
Last time I went in the water, my buddy got stung by a jellyfish, and I was like,
There was a
this
warning
water
in
stuff
San Diego
is,
for the water had like certain issues with it.
We have like sewage getting dumped in.
Potentially.
it's from Mexico. It kind of drifts up. You know,
Yeah.
they're very close,
Yeah.
very close, uncomfortably close. Some might say, because of the sewage.
It's like,
Because of the
why would they say that?
Yikes, bro.
God.
You should have a few
God.
more beers. Let's see where this
Well,
goes.
Let's turn it into the racist uncle.
You are kind of turning the racist uncle.
I love those memes where it's just like me realizing I'm now the racist uncle. It's really kind of funny.
All right, let's see. You got any Pump.fun
Oh,
stuff to talk about?
God. I had a bad day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Today or yesterday?
Today.
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 What had happened?
You know, I was following the Pump.fun chart. For those unfamiliar, it's this launchpad for meme coins on Solana. So all of the bullshit in the world like flows through it. And they had an ICO, and it's kind of hilarious. The thing just dumps down only. And I was watching it. Everybody's getting mad, and I had like a certain like sense for these things, or so I thought. You know, where everybody's kind of like capitulating. I knew like the TGE price, all this stuff, and I was pulling up the chart, and you know, I kind of saw one of my setups. You know, don't work every time, but they're good setups. It was a good setup. If it worked, I probably would have made like 20 to 1 of my money. So no regrets. But
No regrets.
I mean, today like the founder was supposed to go on do some interview. You know, right? And so I
Okay.
was like. This is perfect. Like this chart is so bad. Everybody
just
has sold.
Pump your bags, dude.
This guy just has to not shit his pants, and like we'll go up like 30%. I'll make like a nice little gain. I'm watching this interview. It was like watching somebody testifying in front of Congress.
Was he sweating?
He's like, so what can you tell us about the airdrop? Is there gonna be an airdrop? And he's just like, Elon. He's just like, I can't really reveal any information on that. And the thing had like pumped going into it. I was up quite a bit actually because I got a really good entry price this morning, and I was up like a good chunk of money. I'm just watching this thing pump, and then I start seeing the candles go down, and like with every word he says, I'm just like, oh Jesus Christ! Like just say anything, say something, do anything, like care. Sure. And then like eventually you just saw the chat just being like LOL, like the LOLs were flying in the Twitch chat, and then the red candle started coming, and I was like, oh my god. And then my Algo software like in the middle of this like broke.
You have Algo software? Wait,
Hold
Yeah.
on.
wait.
Hold on.
We didn't know this.
Yeah.
This is like you playing poker with like the software in the back. You've been cheating this whole time.
You guys have software for this?
I trade like pretty good size now, so like the slippage and stuff, it's a concern. You know, and like I usually limit myself to like a bad trade, like 20, 30K, like stop loss. That's like my max risk for stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Software
130.
Today?
Software broke.
Fuck, dude.
Couldn't get out. It just froze. Couldn't get out of the position. I had like a backup thing. Got logged out of it.
You were going for a 20 to 1 on 130K?
Well, no, the risk was supposed to be like 20.
I mean, that's a pretty healthy swing. I gotta hand it to you.
But I mean, this is the problem with leverage. You know, it's just like you rely on like you very tight window. I mean, the token dumped 25% while he was talking. 25%. It was already down 60%, and somehow this motherfucker got up here and was just such a goddamn idiot.
Wait, what do you need software for? Just do a stop loss price amount. Like, just be like, okay, I'm entered here. I don't want to lose more than X percent. Just put the stop loss in there. Is it not that simple?
Because if you have like a 7-figure position on an altcoin that doesn't have like a ton of liquidity and you just market sell,
You need to twap out of it.
like you will just lose $10,000 on the slippage like immediately.
see.
So like there's like kind of limit chases, all this fucking stuff, right? It just reduces the amount of slippage getting in and out of stuff. So that was a fucking disaster. And then I saw like you guys been following the bonk saga?
No, definitely not.
So do you know the meme coin
Eric's
bonk?
staring at you like
Eric's
what the
looking at me
fuck
like
are you
I have like 9
talking
heads
about?
here.
Well, hold on. I wasn't ready to move on from Pump, but like if you want to go immediately into Bonk, we can. I had questions, but I know what Bonk is, the meme coin.
Yeah. So Bonk launched their own like competitive like Launchpad. You know how you
Oh, I
always
didn't
used
know
to,
that.
Yeah, you know how I used to always talk about this idea that the grandiose idea that like meme coins aren't entirely bullshit because they're like attention and like you can do something with the attention. The intention is inherently valuable. We just haven't gotten to the stage yet where people are doing anything with the intention.
Mm-hmm.
But Bonk is doing something with the attention. Like they launched like a competitor to Pump.fun, and Pump.fun, for people who don't know, like makes like billions of dollars. Like one of the reasons like people were trying to long this Pump coin is because the coin was trading at a 2 billion market cap, and they had $2 billion just sitting in the fucking treasury. So you're like, surely these fuckwits can do just anything, right? But no. But anyway, Bonk launched this. It's been like running, and like while like Elon was just like lighting everything on fire on the interview, they sort of announced like, oh, we're gonna do buybacks with the best coins, and then so I saw that and I was just like, fuck it, and then I just market bought
So
a bunch
you
of
long Bonk.
Yeah.
Okay. I have so many questions here though. Like,
As you should.
So
Sounds like the
Pump.fun
ramblings of a schizophrenic.
I mean, like I'm TradFi, so I have no idea what any of this stuff is. But like, Pump.fun has $2 billion in its treasury. Is that mostly from running its business, or is that from like the ICO capital raise?
I think a lot of it is from the business.
$2 billion.
Because they probably charge like
They
a
make-
1% rake, right?
They make like insane money. Like insane.
$2 billion?
insane money.
Is that hyperbole or is that the number?
The Pump.fun has definitely like made over $1 billion. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
Okay.
That's insane.
In
already.
like basically like a year, right? Just
That's
little
so
pieces-
insane.
Little piece of crypto software.
Okay, so I guess
Yeah, it's wild.
my next question was like, what are people doing? And I don't mean like, what are you doing? I mean like, how are you participating in an ICO like this? So like people, is it like an auction, or like how does this like mechanism work?
I don't know how they did their ICO. Like some of these things are very sketchy. Like the projects will just be like they'll post like a Solana wallet address and just be like, send your Solana here and we'll send you tokens, right? It's like it's very sketch. I don't know what Pump did. I was like, I don't want to touch this ICO with like a 20-foot pole. I thought it was going to be smart and get it after. Not smart. Dumb. Very dumb. Large L. Well, so hopefully Bonk takes.
So there's
the
been like
Pump-fun now.
$100 billion traded on Pump.fun.
Okay, to give you an idea of like the sheer amount of volume in the space, like one of the platforms that meme traders use called Photon did like 400 million last year
In fees.
in fees.
Like that's their revenue.
Yes. and they're just a little tool that some meme traders use.
So Photon is not even
like
the
Pump.fun is like that is like the ground floor of all this shit.
dude. How is there so much money in this game?
I don't know.
I
I
gotta
don't know how
imagine
much-
you have like
it's
all,
wild.
you have some
man.
whales using it, retail traders, but then I think you have a lot of bots trading them as well, which is like if you're the exchange, you're stoked.
So with the $2 billion treasury that's still not gone, but a token price that's in the gutter, I mean, this is the problem with crypto is that you don't actually own any of that. As you have no equity. You
Yeah,
just
I
have,
assume they didn't like say you're gonna get dividends
Yeah, you
by
just-
owning this token.
You have governance or whatever.
They didn't, and it's like one of those things where it was just so bad that you were like kind of like want to like level yourself and be like, well, like they're just
In an odd way, I
gonna
want
be
to say
like,
this,
you
like
know?
TradFi fixes this. TradFi coming to crypto actually
Yeah.
fixes this.
Like, let me show you how to do this, dumbass.
yeah. I mean, look, I've been mostly long all the TradFi like actual meaningful stuff, you know, for this reason. I'm just tired of these things, but I don't know. Sometimes you just get a little idea, and I think the idea was good. The execution was bad. The I would do the trade again.
But like moving forward, I think this is more interesting to me. Examples like this, where you have like a highly profitable operation, like under the previous regime, you couldn't like distribute those funds to token holders, but I think going forward, it's seeming more likely that it's possible. And I think getting like BlackRock and JP Morgans of the world involved on the blockchain makes it more likely that things like Pump.fun distributing that treasury, it seems more likely.
Or I think TradFi would just do buybacks, right? Like they're going to take the profits of the business to buy back the token. So it just creates this constant bid. You know, they're very familiar with buybacks in TradFi world, so it seems like that's what they would do.
yeah, but like
rather
in
than
TradFi
distribute it-
world, they don't buy back until the company just like has nothing else to do with the money and they
Right.
can't grow
But
anymore.
it's not even that. It's just like, I think the idea that your whole, like you owning the token
Oh.
is like an ownership of the business, which is not allowed, or it wasn't allowed.
Right.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, they obviously created all these perverse incentives where they disincentivize the one thing that would have been legitimate.
Yeah.
So, oops.
When are we going to get tokenized stocks on ETH?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Is it going to come on Arbitrum first or whatever Robinhood's using? Isn't Robinhood using Arbitrum?
I think so, but like, I feel like it doesn't matter because I feel like it's just going to be
Flood.
It's just going to be Hood. Okay, them not. They should have called it Hood Chain. By the way, not calling it Hood Chain was a big fumble.
What do they call it?
I think Robin Hood
Oh,
Chain.
boring.
No, Hood Chain is.
Even when I
is
search for the
good meme value
Robinhood
there.
app on my phone, I start typing in Hood because that's a ticker, and then I'm like, wait, why isn't it showing up?
Yeah, Hood's a good.
So do you think that's going to like open the floodgates, just like Robinhood offering this first, and then like everyone's going to do it? I imagine.
I hope so.
Probably. I mean, I think they're going to be like wildly popular.
Is it going to be because it's just 24/7 trading, or you think because it can be used more easily as collateral and do other things with the share?
Yeah, for
versus-
sure. Once you realize you can start wrapping your coin shares and depositing them in some Ponzi scheme and everything, like that's, I mean, that's like the.
That's funny because I was thinking
That's
that
the fun.
I thought it was going to be more interesting to like international purchasers of the shares who can't buy like
You can
U.S.
have a
listed
lot
stocks.
of arbitragers, I'd imagine. I don't know how you like redeem or, you know, like let's say you happen to catch Tesla at a 20% discount. I don't know how they then like import that in your Schwab account and claim the.
Yeah,
you know-
I don't know either.
Yeah,
Claim the market
I'm
price.
not smart enough to know like the demand from international people for this stuff. Like I always thought you could just buy this stuff. Like I can buy British stocks.
In your interactive brokers.
But it's not that easy. Like
It's not that easy for the foreign plebes.
it's not that. No, I just mean it's not that easy if you're not using interactive brokers. Like
Yeah.
if you're using Schwab or Fidelity, it's not that easy to buy like foreign listings.
Yeah. Is anyone listening in the chat in Europe or South America? Is it easy to buy single stocks via your brokerage account? Be curious to know. Eric was bringing up a video he saw beforehand called ETH Reasonable Price by Benjamin Cohen.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh, the most low T video of all
the,
time.
the conclusion was $5,700 to $7,500 was the reasonable market cycle peak.
He used the butterfly chart, Steven.
I don't use butterflies.
You don't butterfly?
I don't butterfly.
Is that the Elliott wave thing?
It looked like an Elliott wave.
Yeah.
It looked a lot like an Elliott
I don't
wave.
understand those. To me, it's like hieroglyphics based on the Fibonacci sequence. I don't know. Is that really what it's based on?
I don't use butterflies.
Okay.
So I'm not really the butterfly guy. You want like the butterfly is like there's this whole realm of TA that's like very into like all these little patterns and stuff. Like I just draw patterns like for the Twitter audience, really. Like you'll never see me post a trade idea where I'm legitimately like, oh, this is a bull flag. And I'm just like, that's just not really how I do it. But people like the patterns because they're like, oh, it's a picture.
So just when you heard those numbers that Nick just rattled off, the range of 5,700 to 7,500, what was your visceral gut reaction to that like expectation? As,
I mean,
the peak
like
for
my
ETH?
first question is like on what time horizon? Like by September? Because then it's like, okay, that makes sense.
No, he said that would be the peak for this cycle.
I think that's fucking idiocy. Like,
Well, and he was relying on, like, he's got his own risk metric that seems to be based on this like logarithmic regression curve, maybe some form of RSI in there, maybe some distance away from like the 200-week moving average. And as like RSI and that distance goes up,
it just doesn't
the
make
risk
any. It
metric
just
goes
doesn't make
up.
any goddamn sense. Like people have like Ethereum has been sideways consolidating for like almost 5 years at this point. Like you think it went sideways for 5 years to break out 15% above the range? Like what? doesn't make sense. Makes no sense.
I mean, he sounds pretty sober in the video, or like after like 20 minutes of it, you're like, shit, should I?
He makes a compelling argument.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch it, you're like, well, he's not wrong
But
about all these things.
Like I think
it makes no sense.
is this one of those things
no
where
sense.
Steven sort of points to it and says like, and this is why we can go higher because everyone is like so muted in their expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's like a lot easier to go higher when nobody even believes it, because you get a lot of people selling earlier on, and then like you don't have like all this like profit taking that kind of kills you down the road, and then people keep piling on, buying and higher and higher and higher. So if you just get this steady flow of people and you have like this progressively higher like kind of average profit, but it doesn't skyrocket to some crazy amount, then the trend can go faster, right? Because you never have this point where all these people are like up like 50x or something, and then they sell and they cause this like cascade of doom. Like if you have people just constantly recycling like a 1.5x or something all the way up, then you keep building higher and higher bases, and you can kind of go higher. And that's kind of how I expect it'll be here. Like I don't think it's going to be mega parabolic, over a very short time horizon.
Maybe like
It
a
could be.
steady $6 billion bid every week from some of these treasury companies that just keeps buying it every single week.
Yeah, I mean, look, I really think this is like the internet bubble. The internet bubble there's so many parallels to this. Like you can pull up charts of like things like Amazon or Tesla, which is kind of loosely affiliated with this concept. These companies, they have this like kind of like hopium period, and then the charts died, and then we had this like bull run, and these things went like haywire, and it wasn't a temporary blip. It was like a sustained period to this day of just like investment in these things, and they sort of like took over the world. I think we're exactly there. Like, does this not feel like the early days of the internet to you guys?
Internet bubble started in like 1997, 98, and then like lasted until 2001. So I think if that is the proxy, I think we're like closer to 1998 than we are 2001.
What? No, we did 2001. 2001 was 2021. You guys lived through you guys are I was around for the internet bubble. The internet bubble was
You're talking about
dumb.
you're talking about the bubble bursting. Bubble burst in 2001. The bubble happened in 1998.
But
to
that's what I'm
2001.
saying. I'm saying like the ETH is like the internet in that like the bubble burst and you're about to go through the post burst phase.
How long did that take?
Oh, that took 12 years.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
So only
But
7
it-
more, boys.
But it took 20 years for Amazon to go back to all-time highs. So yeah.
Sure, but it's been it's gonna be like 5 years for ETH, which
I
in
think
crypto
only like
in
only like
crypto
5
time,
of those
that's like
companies
30
made
years.
it. Only 5 of those companies made
Yeah,
it.
we're
sounds
so good at
exactly like
investing.
crypto.
Yeah, and it took 20 years for Amazon.
Yeah, but like all of the internet, what was it, 2013 when people were kind of back?
That's when like the Nasdaq reclaimed all-time highs. Like 12 years after.
12 years. So like 4 or 5 years for crypto, like sounds totally reasonable given the
'Cause you're
pace
speed
at
running.
which, yeah, the pace at which stuff happens is like obviously faster. The moves up and down are more extreme, so the everything is compressed there. But yeah, like and like when that happened, very few people were sitting around like looking at these like absolutely wrecked charts being like, oh, these things are going to come back and go on such a generational run that like the top 7 of these companies that end up making up the S&P will be worth as much as like the bottom 400 companies. Like very few people thought that.
I want to keep going on
almost
this.
inconceivable.
I want to keep going on this analogy. So, just from my own heuristics and my own memory, like a lot of the initial .com IPOs failed. A few made it through, and they now represent some of the largest companies on earth. But like, it was really the companies that launched maybe 7 or 8 years after the bust. So like Google came out in like 2008 or 2007 or something like that. Meta a few years after that, and I'm thinking, what are the crypto version of that where it comes out after?
I think you could argue that because if you have the legislation in the U.S. kind of laying the framework down right now, we're what, four years away from the bust, and those popular companies were more like application layer built on the infrastructure of the internet, and maybe there will be some crypto related projects, or maybe not crypto related, but they're just good products that use crypto rails.
Yeah,
And end up becoming pretty big.
The behemoths are still.
I don't want to hold
to be
these
born.
things for another 7 years. I'll be honest.
You're not a crypto guy to the heart.
I think I'll hold Bitcoin for sure for a long time, probably my whole life.
I think Bitcoin's
Probably
my forever
some
back.
Ethereum, but not. I mean, maybe just because I
what
wanna
do
get
you,
rid of
what do
some.
you think the odds are that Ethereum flips Bitcoin in your lifetime?
in my
Flips?
lifetime.
Yeah.
Flips in terms of market cap.
I don't know, about a third.
What is your ratio of Bitcoin to Ethereum?
Oh, like terminal value?
No, like how much do you hold?
Oh, a lot more Ethereum.
You hold a lot more Ethereum.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are willing to hold.
Yeah, no, I hold
Ethereum.
a lot more.
I think the odds of Ethereum flipping Bitcoin are definitely higher than a third.
Higher than 50%.
I think that the consensus is not thinking the same way as you on this. By the way,
No, I think the consensus is very low.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a coin flip. If you had a gun to my head, like I might even say like ETH is like more likely. But like a coin flip sounds reasonable.
It could certainly cover a lot more surface area than Bitcoin could, like in terms of
Yeah.
its application utility.
Like, look, I think over a long time horizon, I think it's like a totally reasonable argument, especially if you see like what's happening all around you, what like TradFi is actually starting to get into now. Like none of that is happening on Bitcoin, and over like a long enough time horizon, like it almost seems inevitable to an extent. And you have like Bitcoin miners kind of bailing and becoming like ETH Treasury companies and stuff because. I don't know.
Okay, you just reminded me of like the Bitcoin security budget issue. So, in like 30, I don't know, maybe closer than 30 years, 10, 20 years, it might become an issue where the miners don't make enough money to spend all this money on electricity and capital expense on the hardware to secure the network. So that's still an issue.
yeah, and then
Unless Bitcoin NFTs come back, then there'll be enough fees.
and then like Bitcoin as a representation of like digital gold, like the market cap of gold is much smaller than the market cap of like technology.
Yeah. Yeah, we're entering a prime technology world, right? And it's the same thing we've always talked about, honestly, which is that like Bitcoin is like the gun, and it's necessary. It's good to have guns, but like you don't really build the entire society around them. They're like an important check on stuff. The double-edged sword with the Ethereum thing was that you're relying inherently more on people because of the nature of what you're trying to do in the protocol. And honestly, the people were not doing a good job. And even right now, I don't know that the job is like completely turned around. It's like the price is up, so people feel better. But there's definitely been like somewhat of a pivot there, which is good. But that is sort of like the double-edged sword. But like, I don't know. Like, I don't think Ethereum is priced correctly. Like, if you think about this on like a 10, 20-year time horizon.
What is the market cap of ETH compared to Bitcoin? About a fifth?
It's probably about a fifth right now.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
not that far off.
Bitcoin feels like a debasement hedge. ETH feels like a liquid Series B investment in a technology startup. It's not like completely brand new. It has some use cases, has some issues, needs to scale.
You know what I was thinking about though? Like, I don't want to just sit here and bash on Bitcoin. Like, what I was thinking about is like, we all work our jobs and we invest on different time horizons and stuff. And like Steven in particular will associate with this. Like, you have like fast money that you're investing with at times that is like intended to like be flipped. And I think my goal is to take that fast money and turn it into forever money ultimately. And I was asking maybe 2 years ago, you guys, like, what is your forever money? And at the time, real estate was in that bucket. I think Bitcoin is like firmly in that bucket for me, where I just want to like accumulate Bitcoin and hold that.
Stocks, real estate, and Bitcoin are probably firmly there. I don't know about everything else.
S&P 500 is money.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know me. I don't love real estate. I think real estate is like a luxury good.
I mean, it will preserve your wealth, I imagine, but it might not. It has over a long period of time.
It might not. Over a long period of time, the return on real estate is quite unspectacular. Like the return on real estate
You're
over a
talking
long
about
period of
single-family
time.
homes.
Yes.
Okay, just to be clear.
Yes, but like the return on single family homes for the last 100 years is quite significantly lower than the stock market.
Totally.
So what the fuck is the point?
Well, it preserves your wealth for
yeah. So does the S&P 500.
Yeah, but
that's like
I
sort
agree.
of like the main function of the S&P
But let's
500.
be clear. No one's saying like you should buy single-family homes as like part of your investment thing. I don't think anyone thinks that. We're talking about, when I mention real estate, I mean like actual businesses, like an apartment complex or an industrial park or a storage facility or like actual businesses that produce profit.
like productive real estate.
Productive.
Even those, like I just feel like we are at the popping of the real estate as an investment bubble. I think that bubble is like in the process of popping. I think there's pockets where that still exists. I think we're like entering a paradigm of like real estate is a commodity, and commodities, they go down. They're driven by the market down in price. The market is driven to create.
So
more
what makes you think
supply.
that? Because like one thing I know for sure is that people who own homes in like high demand areas have like a very NIMBY mentality about building new homes. So the supply is constrained actually. So I don't think it's like, this isn't going to be solved by just like having a glut of supply come online.
Well, there's select pockets. Like I think my house will be fine forever because it's in
Coastal
a
California.
desirable location, and there are quite literally no lots anywhere near me. So it's quite literally like that, right? And so I think like much like other luxury goods, like there are these pockets where it's like the analogy I would give you is like one of the more interesting asset classes that people don't know about is Legos. Like collectible Legos, like if you look at the performance of Legos over the last like couple decades, quite good.
Really?
Yeah, Legos fucking slap, right?
So are these like very scarce, rare
Yeah, they
old
like
Legos?
Lego makes these sort of like kind of
one of ones.
limited collections. There are some one of ones, and like people collect them. It's very funny actually. Like Legos are money in a way. They're
Okay.
sort of like NFTs. They're
It's
basically
exactly
like
NFTs.
real life NFTs, right? But like that's a pocket of the market where these things are generally just like wildly commoditized, and very few stuff that you would put in the category of Legos like holds any value long term, right? So if you can isolate these pockets of the market, then yeah, I think you can still do okay. But I think there's just going to be a nationwide trend to just like create more real estate supply, because if we don't, it's like one of the main driving factors behind why there's like actually just like a fucking revolution brewing in the entire country, right? So
Agree.
that release valve.
Well, I
has
think
to
people
get-
are gonna like, if the world gets more and more digital. I don't know if this is if this actually happens, but if the world gets more and more digital, there's like less need to be like stacking on top of each other so densely in like downtown Manhattan, when there's just like land. Like the United States is fucking huge, and
Yeah,
people
it's a good
forget.
point.
People
It's a good
forget that there's like so much land
So much
that's
land.
unused.
It's wild how much space we have. It's like if you were an alien and came down to Earth, you'd be so confused.
Why is everybody
You'd be
standing on
like,
each other?
It's like
Just go there.
just go there. It would be it would make sense upon first glance, and yeah, the amount of land we have is like overwhelming, and like also a lot of the things that make houses expensive, like labor, like I think that can go down dramatically. I think we can sort of like mass produce homes in factories. We're going to get like robotics and all sorts of like wild innovations that kind of drive that closer to zero. The government's going to come in and subsidize some shit, I'm sure. So yeah, like I wouldn't want to necessarily be like holding an asset that is predicated on scarcity, where the federal government is going to come in and their prime directive is to create more of the thing that is like my competition,
Okay, so your forever bucket is S&P 500 and Bitcoin. Anything else in there? Legos?
I mean, S&P 500 is like the safety bucket. I think Bitcoin is somewhere in between, like it's kind of like S&P 500, tech, robotics, AI stuff. That's kind of your barbell. Like rare earths, precious metals, Bitcoin. They're kind of all in the same bucket, and then Bitcoin is like the high beta version of that.
The Buida in the chat said gold to your precious metals comment.
Yeah, gold. I mean, dude, have you seen the silver chart recently?
Juicy?
Holy shit, that thing is
Silver's mooning.
Yeah, I feel like I want to TP crypto into silver. It's wild.
Yeah,
What do we
oh,
use silver for?
I don't know.
Fillings?
I have no
It's
idea.
got some like electrical use cases or something.
Farmers market jewelry?
Maybe.
Who knows?
I don't know. Not a big silver bug. There are like this. Are you familiar with the silver bugs? You're familiar with the gold bugs. They're like a unique breed, but the silver bugs are like a whole.
I do know
kind
the
of,
silver bugs. One of the general partners of the apartments that I've been investing in, he had like an investor summit, brought us all out there, stayed us at a hotel, and one of his gifts was like a silver coin, pure silver, and he gave it to us as like a reminder that like you're gonna get debased, and silver should be one of your things. I wonder
So-
if he like owned a company.
I know that there's
produced
like
these things or
some
something.
like conspiracies surrounding silver. There's been like
the market manipulation.
the market manipulation, sort
paper
of like
silver.
squashing the market value of silver, like through, I don't know, some shorting or.
It's amazing that the TradFi silver people have the same conspiracies that the crypto guys have. Because in crypto, they're like, market makers holding down price, market makers manipulating price.
Yeah, I kind of just feel like I actually do know one silver bug in my life, and he talks exactly like this. He sounds exactly like a Bitcoiner, and I'm just like, you just bought the wrong one, dude. Buy the Bitcoin.
Christopher Ledger in the chat says he's a gold and silver bug. I want to hear the silver bull thesis.
Ledger's he's a hard money guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Is it-
Bitcoin also, I know Ledger also likes.
Copper I could totally see. Copper I could make a lot of a big
Ledger,
case
I
for.
read your last blog, by the way. It was very good. I wanna talk
He says
about
that
it
the
some
White
point.
Elephant Exchange last Christmas offered some silver coins as a fiat debasement safety kit. That was his White Elephant gift. That's amazing. Everyone's like, can you just give me lotto scratchers or like a nice candle?
Some Legos, bro.
Ledger's like
Legos.
that. Ledger's like that meme where the guy's walking back, like he's like, me knowing I'm not getting a second date, but at least one more person knows about the global monetary debasement.
That's so true.
All right. Well, let's stay on a money theme. Should we talk about MicroStrategy's what is it called?
Oh, Stretch.
Stretch. It's a perpetual preferred equity.
So this is like their 5th series of convertible or 5th series of preferreds.
Yeah. So what's the ticker for this thing?
STRC.
Yeah. Sorry,
H?
I'm pulling it up.
STRC. Yeah, HZ.
Why isn't there an H? There should be an H there.
No, they have
That's
STRF,
hurting my
STRK, STRC, and maybe a couple others.
So it's perpetual preferred stock. There's no maturity date. $100 par value.
You've already lost me. It's a perpetual.
Okay, so hold on.
Stock.
People are going to get confused hearing the word perpetual.
Yeah, I'm just thinking slide the leverage.
Yeah,
bar.
so perpetual in this game isn't perps.
Right.
This is preferred stock game. It just means that it's like a fixed income. It's like a bond with no maturity. It just goes
It
forever.
sits in between the equity and the bond holders on the capital stack, right?
It's basically I think of it as debt.
Debt that can convert into equity, right?
Some of these have conversion
Okay.
Available, and all these preferreds typically offer higher yield than the bonds. So as an investor, I kind of like these.
Why is that? Is because they don't have claims in case of a bankruptcy?
Yeah, because you said it. They exist below the bondholders.
Right. Okay. Okay.
But for Michael Saylor's perspective, I like this too because this is still like lower cost of capital than issuing ATM equity. Like equity is the most expensive form of raising capital. So if you can issue any kind of fixed income, you're going to be saving money.
Did you see the little graphic they published where it's like a
pyramid?
No, the pyramid was funny. Like, dude, the pyramid thing is so fucking hilarious.
Why did you make it a pyramid?
No, he's just like actually just flexing on people. Like he's just like, here's a strategy thing. It's just a fucking pyramid. It's right in your face.
So that's not what you're talking about. Sorry.
No, but that is hilarious. No, they had a graphic and it looked like a yield curve, basically, but like via all of their instruments.
Yeah. So I think what he's trying to point out is that there's like varying degrees of risk within all these like fixed income instruments that
this one would be one of the safer ones, I'd assume.
I think the riskiest one is the one that pays the low coupon and has like a conversion option, conversion in equity. I think that
was their original kind of bread and butter.
STRK.
I think that's the K. And Steven, you and I talked about this one on Irresponsibly Long at one point, if you remember. The conversion price for those is like $1,000 a share, $1,200 a share, which like isn't that crazy if you think that Bitcoin's gonna moon and you want to get 8% yield or whatever.
It's got like a 15% or 15-year maturity, I think.
Okay, so those aren't perpetual, but
not. Yeah,
a lot of these.
So he's doing this to find cheap cost of capital to buy more Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, like I think if Saylor had his druthers and if like Joe Lubin has his druthers, everyone would issue what the initial debt offering was, which was 0% interest rate and a really high conversion price, like 40% premium to current price. But then like you sort of tap out the demand for that and you need to like give something a little juicier. So they're like finding all the avenues they can to raise cheaper money than issuing just ATM equity, which is the most expensive.
Okay, so that's why he's doing it. And as a shareholder, I want him to do that because I prefer the issuing of these like debt instruments than just diluting and selling more shares.
Right, because if he's paying 10% on an annual basis, but Bitcoin is returning 30%, that's a positive ROI. So you like that.
And if I'm the investor, I like it because like maybe I have some kind of securitized like higher yielding debt.
Well, dude, imagine like
plus a free call option on Bitcoin.
Dude, imagine what like bondholders are actually earning right now. If you want to get like something that's even A rated, you're probably getting like 4% or some bullshit. Yeah. Like get 10% on Bitcoin. That's pretty cool. Plus equity kicker.
All the talking heads on like CNBC, Bloomberg, all they keep talking about is the boom in private credit, which is essentially like an opaque credit market typically resolved for like businesses that do pretty high revenues. Mm-hmm. They need like legitimate loans for their businesses to do it, and they'll pay pay like prime plus, who knows, like 4 or 5 points. Prime right now is like 7.5%. So they're probably paying like 11, 12% interest on, loans to capitalize their business. And so I imagine that this product is maybe trying to tap into that market. I think Howard Marks, he's like a famous investor who has a very large private credit fund.
Oaktree.
And they're not marked every day. They're probably marked, I don't know, every quarter or every year whenever they kind of do their investor thing. So it's a very opaque kind of illiquid debt market. But I don't know. I imagine he's trying to tap into that.
But I think, yeah, I agree. And I think that the biggest, like the big picture here, the TLDR, is that when your treasury companies, when whatever your favorite one is, whether it's MicroStrategy or SBET or BMNR or whatever, when they're able to access financing through debt or fixed income, that's a good sign for you, because then you can buy, the underlying at a cheaper cost to you. So for the Ethereum treasury companies, I think it'll be really positive EV once these guys can issue debt
And
securities.
they're probably not, just because there's not a market for it.
I mean, yeah, you need the demand first. So I just don't think there's like a big demand from like fixed income investors to be like, let me get an Ethereum exposure.
We need all-time highs probably for that to trickle in.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty novel already for them to be getting involved in Bitcoin.
Well, the ETH instrument could be wild, right? Because you can just tack like another 3% onto it.
Sure, like you get like the additional yield. Plus, I think the volatility is even higher, so you get like that benefit for the convertible investors.
My balls are tingling.
I like the treasury companies more than a staked ETF, because I saw that the Ethereum staked ETH withdrawal Q had spiked, and I was like, oh yeah, you need time in order to withdraw this money. So these ETFs aren't going to be able to put 100% of their funds staked, because they need to be able to handle liquidations. So they can't be like, cool, I'll have it in 14 days. So they're only going to be able to stake half their ETH. So instead of getting 3%, they're going to get 1.5%, maybe. Whereas these treasury companies don't really have a redemption, so they can put 100% of the thing.
I feel like they could get some financing for that, though.
You're probably right. You're probably right,
do.
because you would probably finance that if they paid you enough. Like,
yeah, like
look,
the money's coming guaranteed via smart contract.
10-day
like
bridge.
10 days, right? I need a 10-day bridge on that.
Okay,
see
how
if
about
they do
this?
it.
How about this? I was reading through some of the filings from Tom Lee's Bitminer. Dude, they bought, what was it, like $1 billion of exposure? Not $1 billion, $1 billion of exposure. They're playing the options chain. Like
No
I am.
way.
Yeah, it's
Wait, what?
amazing.
no way.
Yes. They're buying Ethereum options.
Wait, Tom Lee's company
Yeah.
is buying ETH
Wait, hold on.
options?
They have the option to, or that's what they actually purchased?
Wait, with what? Like they raised money?
With their dollars. Like,
Wait, they raised money and they didn't buy ETH? They bought
so the
ETH
pipe
calls?
financing wasn't always just going to the ETH.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I feel like it's it's maybe smart, but also dangerous.
Whoa,
because
this is such big brain shit. So you raise like billions of dollars, and then everybody thinks you're going to deploy it in an ETH, but you actually just deploy like 30% of it into long like calls, and then you just squeeze your calls up.
Yeah, I don't know how we've never seen this version, right? Like MSTR gave us their playbook, but we haven't seen like this variety.
I
of the
love that
playbook.
we're just getting more creatively.
So wait,
here.
you put like 30% of your money in the call options. You use the 70% to buy the common.
Just
That's-
twap it.
that's-
Making your own luck.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Wow. That's great. Can we just do this as like a community? Like all the ETH holders, we can't just get together a bunch of money, buy
As
the
one.
calls, and then like squeeze our own calls up. Can we do that?
Yeah, just post it on Twitter. Just tell everyone the date and time to buy. I'm sure
This is
everyone
like a
will do
rough
it.
idea, but I think we could work through this. I think it could be.
You might have a
genius.
human coordination problem.
I feel like we could figure this out.
Eric, I had one question. Like all these Saylor things he's launching, are these like new, unique financial engineering instruments? Or are these all things that have existed? He's just using them for Bitcoin and not traditional company financing.
No, these are very traditional. I think
Okay.
the one thing that I would say is like for these preferreds, well, I'm going to remove the word perpetual from them because it can confuse people. But the preferred stock is basically just like a bond. So don't think of it any different.
Okay.
They've existed for a long time. The only unique thing about them is that they're typically very long duration. So, Steven, when you and I talked about STRK, I think it was, that was trading at 86 cents on the dollar. And I was like, this is yielding 10%, plus it's trading at a discount. Bitcoin's looking good. So this is like a reasonable thing to buy. The one risk with all of these preferreds is the same as like a long-term bond, is that you have like interest rate risk. So if interest rates move against you, you can be up is against you when you're like already in
On what part of the curve?
These are like long part of the curve.
That sounds likely.
Yeah, but like if I typically don't like to predict the curve, but for somebody who has a view on this, like that's where preferreds come into play. Or if you just want to like ignore it, then you just collect your coupon. But you believe that the long end of the curve is going to go higher, short end lower?
You know, I wouldn't say that I have a strong view on bonds.
Yeah.
Trying to stay in my lane these days.
Okay, so I'll just say this. For anyone who's looking to buy these strike, strife, stretch, stride, just know that like the biggest lever for you on these is interest rates, long-term interest rates. So if interest rates on the long end of the curve move higher, it's going to be less attractive to get 10% yield in a risky instrument than it is to be like in a risk-free 7% or something like that. So it's going to move against you.
Right. I was actually thinking about taking some of my tax profits into these things. Is that a dumb idea?
No, I actually like these preferreds, but I mean, I don't have a view on the interest rate.
Like the rate's pretty high on some of these, right? Like 10%.
So yeah, like nine I think is what it's starting off at. But I think
so. Like if I owe taxes in a year, and unfortunately my bracket's really high. But like if your bracket was like 30, you get profits, and you stick it in there for a year. Poof.
Or you could
20.
just blow yourself up, get liquidated to save money on taxes. You could do that too.
Well,
I tried that last year. That wasn't fun.
So like these preferreds don't really have a risk of blowing up in the same way that I don't think MicroStrategy or Strategy the stock has a risk of blowing up.
But as far as what I understand, what he's doing, he's like if interest rates, let's say, move up, your par value would go down, right? Like
yeah, just like a bond.
A bond. But I think what he's doing is they're keeping the value at par, and they're moving the interest rate up and down with SOFR or something like that.
Yeah. So this is novel with the STRC, which is something I've never heard of.
Yeah. So it's like a variable rate bond.
A variable rate preferred.
But you won't lose your capital, I think is the idea. Like you won't
lose
trade
your
at 84 cents to the dollar.
So I guess this is good for the investor who can't predict the yield curve, wants to preserve their principal.
Right.
And I imagine that there's like institutional investors who would like something like that, which is like what he's tapped into. He's tapped into like finding financing from like all over the place.
Man, I wonder what his bankers get a rip on all these like unique financial products. They must be taking fat rips.
And if those poor bastards aren't buying Bitcoin or MicroStrategy shares,
I imagine they are.
God. I was just going through my Twitter bookmarks. There's so much gold in here. So many things we didn't talk about. Like, did you see the Chamath thing he was getting roasted for?
What he said,
where he posted that like trade and he was like bragging, where he was like, the
this was
easiest spread trade is like the
he
S&P
said,
versus Mag 7.
He said short the Mag 7, long the S&P 500.
Yeah, and he posted it. It's like 3%
year to date.
Yeah, and then he just replies with some douchey tweet like, "You must not have whatever that like line of credit thing is." And then some guy replies under like roasting him. He's like, "Hi, like I deal with this. Let me just say that like you never get this," and like it just roast. So it's comical. I mean, like he's so comical at this point. I feel like it just has to be like a complete act, and he's just the goat engagement farmer.
Could see it. Yeah, I saw Citrini posted. He was like, "I wish I had like the hubris or of someone who posting a trade that returned less than what a Treasury would."
That was on the level of the Eric Trump like "You're welcome" tweet after ETH went up.
You're welcome.
Like 7 months later, after it goes down 50%. Posts like the mic drop. thing.
You're
I was
welcome.
like, oh my god.
All right. Anything else in those bookmarks you want to cover, or should we move
Oh
on
my
to?
god, there's so much stuff, but like I feel like I'm gonna derail the whole pod.
Okay.
But these bookmarks, there's some good stuff in here.
So we don't have Armand manning the computer today, but you posted this in our card topics.
I did. Uh-oh.
Yeah. So apparently, it costs $98,118 a year to attend the University of Miami for undergrad students starting.
So
in the
100K a year to go
100K
to
a year.
University of Miami Hurricanes
Yeah. So you're talking 400K
for 4 years.
for
So
4 years.
okay, so University of Miami, I'm assuming is like a state institution. It's not a private school.
I would imagine. Doesn't sound like one.
This is the U Miami, Florida, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we get that
the football
pesky
team.
Ohio one.
No, this is like the football team.
Can you imagine
Right.
go to U Miami, Ohio? and
Miami
for
of
your-
Ohio.
For your entire life, you have to clarify that
Yeah.
you didn't.
I went to Miami,
No,
Ohio.
So I guess the question begs, what could you do instead with 400K or maybe 100K to produce the same results of an undergrad program, hopefully in less than 4 years?
I mean, God. Okay, so like everybody here, like what's funny is everybody had the immediate first answer, which is just like buy Bitcoin with it.
Yeah, but you have no life skills after that. You don't even have any
Who
friends.
cares? You buy 500K of Bitcoin, you're 18, you wait like 10 years. Like, what do you have? You got millions of dollars.
No, you're so lonely and depressed by then. Money doesn't even
Nah,
like,
you can
make-
figure that shit out. You're
Hold on, dude.
Have you seen the people after college? They're lonely and depressed anyway, and they're poor. Like, at least you'll be debt free and like
But
a
those
multi-millionaire.
that kid who buys 500K of Bitcoin, first of all, it's like 100K for 4 years in a row. He has no money to speak of. He has only Bitcoin, so he has nothing to
I
spend.
don't have any real money.
Sorry, ladies, I don't have any real money.
Yeah, I don't know. I figure you create a pretty badass, like a self-directed undergrad.
But here's an even funnier thing. Like, what do you actually think the ROI is on 400K just put into the stock market versus you investing 400K into your college degree?
Well, okay, hold on. Let's think about this, because like if you are able to get a job and that job pays you some like above median income, let's call it like it pays you like 60 grand, and then it like increases over time. Like the S&P is not going to like give you that payout every year. So I actually think that your ROI is pretty good creating this like
Hold
income
on.
stream.
I have to do some math on this. Keep talking.
Okay.
Oh, you're going horizontal with the
mind me.
calculator.
Yeah,
I see what you're doing.
He's going scientific. Okay, so I was thinking that's sort of the math, but then there's like intangibles that come along with it, right? Like a big part of college.
We met in college.
Yeah, dude, and Armand too. A big part of college is like learning how to live, not just like making money necessarily. I think like I didn't really learn how to make money when I was at SDSU.
Definitely not. But I learned how to like go get groceries for myself and
Yeah.
pay a rent check and, do all
Yeah.
the things.
And I think that like there's sort of a bifurcation in college between the in classroom learning and then the life skills learning. At least that's how I conceptualize my brain. And I think that the in classroom stuff can be pretty easily replicated from free resources online.
Yep.
I think it's even better. I think you can even improve on that. But like there's free resources.
Assuming you
online.
don't need the accountability to do those things. Like part of it is like you have to be here at this time or else you don't get
Dude.
credit, which then you mean you don't graduate. And so there's like this like series of consequences if you don't show up to your Tuesday 8 a.m. chemistry class.
I actually asked Mina this question. She asked, what are we talking about today?
Yeah.
I told her this one, and she's like, but what about the kids who like need the structure, Because I think it's like a lot of them. Because like if you're thinking about a full-time student, like you're spending a big part of your day in class and then studying after class. And like, I don't know how many kids can just like YouTube and then study like self-directed for like 8 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're 17 years old when you go into college around there. Like I imagine 90% of 17-year-olds need some kind of structure and accountability. I guess the accountability though on the other side is like, well, if you don't learn anything and don't become productive, you're not going to have you're definitely not going to have a degree, and you're definitely not going to have a job. So
Right,
like
so
the
in a-
self-directed thing, there's real consequences.
In a way, it's a forcing function.
And then there's also this opportunity, like, well, you could potentially have a paying job within 2 years if you use your time wisely.
Yeah, I think that the accountability thing is less of a factor. It's more of you need a guide. Okay, so like a teacher acts as a guide for like young fledglings that don't know what they're doing, and I think particularly like 18-year-olds don't even know what they want to do, which is the hard part. I think if you were an 18-year-old who knew exactly what you wanted to do, it'd be much easier because like if you wanted to learn how to make money trading, you'd go directly to Steven or me and you'd be like, hey, I love what you do. I want to like help work for you for free. I will do anything. I'll film your videos. I'll do anything.
Really, you just need to tell Ray Dalio that and he hires you.
Yeah, literally. You just say I'll work for free to Ray Dalio and he hires you. But like I think that like what I would suggest to a little kid who knows exactly what he wants to do is just like go seek guidance from a mentor that you admire and save the 100K and like learn from that. But I don't think that many 18-year-olds actually know what they want to do.
Of course, they want to be Mr. Beast.
Okay.
All right, you did 400K times
Okay.
1.07
So let's
to
assume
the
a
fourth
scenario.
power.
You take your 400K and then you just go like, you know what? I'm just gonna live with mom for 20 years. How much
Nice.
money do you have?
It's like most Italian sons.
You're assuming like a 10% rate of return.
I'm
or something?
assuming the average return of the S&P for the last 10 years.
What is that? 8%?
Actually, I assumed less. The average return of the S&P for the last 10 years is 12.5%.
Oh, okay.
So I assume 12.
Okay. Can I do it on my calculator before?
Nope. I just want you to just vibe with me. What do you
For 20 years,
20 years?
probably like 3.3 million.
I don't know. Yeah, I'd say around there.
$4.8 million.
Okay.
So you could just chill, live with mom. 38. You got 4.8 million. Just
4.8 million is a nightmare, Steven.
go out, find some girl, be like, look, I don't have a lot of skills, but like I do have $5 million. So
Also, my mom's going to have to come to every date with us.
you know, honestly, sounds better than college.
College was epic, dude.
Yeah.
It's not $5 million of opportunity cost epic.
Well, hold on. I actually think that you can perform this calculation with literally every experience on Earth, and you just like not live yourself into oblivion because you'd be like, well, if I just compound this for 20 years at 12%
Wait,
instead.
no. Here's another thing though. Like, okay, so if the opportunity cost of that money is basically $5 million over 20 years, that means like the money you put into college has to make you $250,000 a year every year. Like
Yeah, but
that's just like
you're
an
not
impossible return.
including your expenses in this calculation. Like, what if you?
I said you gotta live with mom.
Okay, first of all, if you're making income and living with mom, then you can like invest that. You can invest 60K into the stock market too.
Good call. We can live with mom, work at Domino's, and invest all of the money. Like we could have like $6 million.
Yeah, but also the college kid who pays 400K can also work and then invest that into the S&P at 12% for 16 years and come out with like a pretty healthy chunk as well.
Dear God, mom is a saint in this scenario. What a
You're,
saint.
you're right. The more prudent scenario is to like go become an electrician, spend like $20,000 and then make like $300K a year because I think Larry Fink said it. Like Larry Fink said, like we need like
Yeah, we have a massive shortage of
he
electricians.
said we need 500,000 electricians.
Who's
How's
gonna,
that even possible?
Who's going to rack up all those
What, like
data
that's like,
centers?
that's like 1 in every 700 people in the entire country is going to be an electrician.
Damn.
That's wild.
Interstellar had it wrong. Interstellar said everyone was going to become farmers. Everyone's going to become data center electricians.
I mean, that's wild. I mean, but you're right. That is the true like calculus right now. You're like, okay, I'm 17. I can spend $500 million on the U of Miami, or I can just become an electrician and have
All right. I like that
$8
train of
million
thought. But like,
by the time I'm 40.
what would
if
you
I
do
just
to
invest it
like,
all.
let's say you still in 4 years want to end up with a job, some marketable skills. How would you create your own self-directed undergrad?
Oh, you want to do this in a non-meme way?
Yes. I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Self-directed
I'm actually
undergrad.
really curious what you guys think.
Self-directed undergrad is like a cooler prompt? Like, how would you design this thing, and what would you? how would
Okay,
you
so
go
like
about it?
I'm not doing this right now, so I don't know all the tools available. I have like sort of like an ancillary knowledge of stuff out there, and it's quite good. There's like a lot of ways to self-educate yourself, you know? So I would try to go like full Will Smith in that movie where he's like homeless and like kind of gets a job trading
Cold
or
calling.
some shit.
He's cold calling.
Whatever he's
Yeah.
doing, I don't know.
Pursuit of
you know?
Happiness.
Yeah.
Pursuit of Happiness. God, that movie gets me right in the feels every time.
I might shed a
I'm
tear.
bawling my eyes out. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And that's a movie about like hustle. Like you're actually learning stuff and grinding. Whereas the college thing is just like, it's like credentialism. It's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So this seems fine. You
But
know,
most of the
I
guys
don't
in
like
that job position that he had a degree. So how do you create enough skills to be able to get that job?
Do you think that'll matter in the future though?
It doesn't. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't matter now. I
Yeah.
never look at anyone's like undergrad.
like doesn't
experience.
Hold on.
isn't the future just like how much do you know about AI? Like is the University of Miami really teaching you that much about AI for $500,000?
No, but I think it does matter. I think poo-pooing it as much as you are is not real life. I think it does matter at the highest echelon. Like it matters for like Harvard, Stanford, Wharton, Dartmouth. I don't think it matters for Miami or San Diego State.
But
I-
even Harvard, I'm like very bearish on.
I only mean it in like today, actual right now. If I'm like hiring two candidates, somebody went to Harvard, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to give that guy a little bit of a higher
Yeah,
weighting.
and it might be not because they're going to do the job better than anyone else, but you probably know they're somewhat smart and they're somewhat hardworking because in order to get into that school and then finish that school,
it's rigorous. It's hard to
Yeah.
get in. You know, it's competitive.
Yeah.
they may not saying they're the best, but they have some like
And if they're Asian, you're like, they must be really smart because Harvard still let them in. So they're probably like,
oh god. Go back to our affirmative action.
Steven's getting more and more.
I just had
racist
flashback.
uncle.
like that's just math. Okay, you can't get mad at me for math.
Yeah. I
The
agree.
average Asian at Harvard is
What
really
about
smart.
in an undergrad you get some like general knowledge, like stuff that you're probably not going to use, but it somewhat makes you like a world aware individual.
Like all the stuff that you could just get in one click from the AI that's soon going to be just like embedded in your earlobe telling you stuff.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you learn it from living with mom. Mom will teach you.
Like I'm going to be living with mom, just chilling with the AI in the basement, just being like, I would unironically just be like talking to, what's the name of the my my buddy in
Everything.
my buddy in Aspen. One of the funny things I learned in Aspen is that he calls like his chat GPT Gupta, which I thought was like very funny. He's like, let me ask Gupta what he thinks about this. So I'm like,
So racist.
GPT.
Why is it racist?
You add a few syllables. You can see how it'd be
GPT Gupta. Like it's just like
I thought it was just like a
Can I
virtual
buy a vowel?
assistant.
just because it's like an Indian reference doesn't mean it's racist. Our entire tech industry is run by Indians.
Okay, so Steven is in the basement with Gupta.
I'm in the
Maybe a
his
basement
little
mom.
with Gupta.
overweight. Mom's feeding
He's
him
a
good.
little overweight. He's talking about how women
just
don't
learning
understand
everything.
anything.
I'm just like having open conversations. I'm like, Gupta, let's talk about the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Gupta, let's talk about World War II. Like, who was the bad guy? Oh, it was Hitler? Okay. Well,
All
let's,
your
let's go to something
cups-
more interesting.
All your
Let's-
cups
let's-
are full by Gupta. Hey Gupta, are you a pleasure model?
Pretty soon, my Guptina companion comes out. We start dabbling. Things go off the rails a little bit. Oh man, where am I?
I don't know. We're not escaping the meme route of this topic.
Yeah, can you build a self-directed education?
Yes, of course you can.
I'm just thinking this actually kind of works because like mom's pretty rich if she's was willing to spend 400K on your U of Miami thing.
No, the
in
government
first-
pays for that, dude.
Oh,
Nobody
okay,
actually has
okay.
that money.
Okay, so in like even like right now, I'm sure you could be like, hey, you're asking me like, what would I do? What I would
I've been
do?
asking you for 30 minutes.
Yeah, but what I would do is go to the AI and be like, hi.
What do I do?
I've been told that I should build some sort of self-directed like education plan using you. Could you do that? It would probably do that.
Okay,
It would
but
probably be
you're
good.
you're missing two components because I agree. Like the,
What?
the knowledge is right, but I do think there's like a little bit of a networking thing that's super valuable about undergrad. And then there's also this like real life work, which you could do as your own startup. You could do as your own projects. But like if someone has connections and actual, whether it's like apprenticeship or like, hey, I started a business, I failed, but I learned all these things. Like that's worthwhile. You still need those things other than like infinite trivial pursuit knowledge from Gupta.
The networking thing I would solve by devoting a lot of my time to developing some sort of like online personality. And I would bet a lot of money that if I started doing this when I was 17, about the time I went to college, 4 years of that, my network through my online presence probably way better than anything I get from college, right?
You think?
Yeah,
Mine would be so much worse.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, you're not doing it right. You could
Yeah,
do
but
better.
Don't you think like, I don't know, 20 close relationships is better than,
Bro,
200,000
we've just
acquaintances on the
half-assed
internet?
done this pod for like a couple of years. You've gotten people like want to hand you like millions of dollars of business. Like imagine if it, like this was like a well thought out thing that you spent a lot of time doing.
But
like,
I don't think that I'd be like ready to host this podcast had I not gone through the experiences that I've been through.
Right, but you're not ready to do anything when you're 17, 18, right? Even when you're like, oh, you got connected in, they loop you in, and you're just fucking intern at some place for like 3 years. You're still like 27 by the time anything substantial happens to you. So it's like this like 10-year runway that you can slowly build. So I veto the networking thing. I think networking is like is legitimate, but I think you can kind of like build your own network now in particular ways. I think you can network without having to go to college. There's like a whole bunch of stuff you can do. I think that people like me, like you, like when you get into your like 30s or whatever and you become like kind of successful, you're like naturally drawn as a man to these like promising like young lads, right? Like you see somebody and you're like, this guy has potential. Like there's something inside you that like wants to like lift this person up. Like so you can be that person to people like us like very easily. I think you can find us like and I think that's like super valuable. Networking, very good. But like to think that like you get taught that at college or something, it's like nah. It's just not. It's like almost like a worse kind.
Yeah,
of
I feel like networking is the wrong word to use. I feel like you need a community of like aspirational humans in your network. Like
that's called like we have that online now though. We have that online now. Like I have like that community. All those communities for me are basically online, other than the pickleball. Like I'm a trader.
pickleball
right?
could be
Just
part of your
online
general
trading
coursework, by the
community.
way.
Like yeah, like you like look. This is a good way to like be a trader. For example, you're like I want to be a trader. What do I do? Join a bunch of fucking online communities. Just start talking to people, be in there, ask questions, learn things, follow people.
That's what Palmer Luckey did.
Yeah, like it's like actually a great way to learn stuff versus like you're going to sit in class and have a professor talk to you.
Okay, what about the kids who don't know exactly what they want to do? Like I think that's a large.
It's an even better argument for just like not going to college and dicking around with AI because you can just rapid test like your ability to just rapid test interests on your own versus in like a structured environment that is like limited by all the other people around you. Like obviously it's better to and faster to just rapid stress test stuff on your own.
Agree, but like how do you like rapid test a profession using just ChatGPT? I don't think you actually get a real taste for
None of it at all.
Yeah, you just get like
No, I agree.
some like glossing over.
I completely agree. And one of the problems with college is that it robs you of like 4 years of trial and error. And I actually think most of life is just trial and error. I think most of life is reps. Most of life is just failing at shit and iterating, right? I think that's actually the bulk of success for most people. Most people think that, oh, I'm successful because I sat down and I learned all these things and I put all this time into learning and then I just executed. Where in reality, people go through this phase where they think they're going to learn stuff and they'll be smart and successful because they learn stuff. And then they encounter the real world and then they realize that like, oh, this stuff doesn't apply or it's wrong or I'm stupid. I didn't get it. And what ends up happening is you just start doing things. In doing things, you fall on your face like 100 times. And then in falling on your face 100 times, you become successful. So like, why not just immediately start falling on your face?
Yeah, you missed like 10 iterations in those first 4 years, which it's easy to fail and pick yourself up again when you're
I guess
17,
like
18.
maybe you guys would. I would steel man college by saying that first of all, it's important to have that like breadth of exposure to new things, right? Like when you're 17 years old coming into college, you actually don't know what you don't know. College introduces you to a lot of things. Okay, what it also does is introduce you to a lot of people who are trying things. Like I was introduced to you and Armand in college, and you guys are actually trying things, and that like motivated me and inspired me to try things, and that's important because like I wouldn't have gotten that, I don't think, just from like talking to ChatGPT.
But I could replicate that so easily. I make like an online local community of people who are like self-directed learning with this stuff. And then like we get together and have some beers and we talk about all the shit. And like we kind of like go through that together.
Kind of what college is.
Kind of that's what college is, right?
Exactly what college is.
Yeah.
Right. So you could do that, but for free.
Sounds like you should charge people for it and start your own college.
Yeah.
Dude, I could make the best college.
Is that
It'd
what
be
Alfalfa
great.
Palooza is? Wait, what?
Yeah. He knows what
We're all
Alfalfa
gonna
is.
just start a
we don't-
college?
We don't even know what it is.
Did we just become best friends?
Okay, let's move on.
Do we have to pivot?
We do have to
How are we
pivot.
doing on time here?
Um,
Oh my god, it's flying by.
if someone's asked you, Steven,
Just flying by.
pay me what you owe me,
Hey me, what's you?
how would you determine how much they're worth?
Are you baiting me?
I am.
Do it in a racist way. Answer racistly.
Be
You are literally worth what the market wants to pay you. Like, period, end of story. Do you disagree with that?
no, I completely agree with that. So
okay.
the WNBA players are wearing T-shirts that say "Pay us what you owe us." Also, in a parallel industry, Stephen Colbert was pretty pissed off that his show got canceled by CBS.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out both entities, the WNBA and the late night show, were losing about $40 to $50 million a year for consecutive years, not just like in a
Okay,
single
but I'm
year.
guessing that Stephen Colbert was getting paid significantly more than those WNBA players.
It's a good point.
That's a good question, actually.
Probably significantly more.
I'll ask.
Ask
I'll ask
Gupta.
Gupta.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to go to college real quick.
Yeah. Go to college, come back out. Yeah, I mean, like, obviously the WNBA is subsidized by the NBA for the purpose of like encouraging this startup, which is women's basketball, to proliferate and get big and hopefully support itself one day. So, I guess is it that unreasonable for them to ask to be paid a non-economically justifiable amount while it's in startup mode?
I think it's incredibly economically justifiable, first of all.
like getting paid more.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's insane that you guys don't see this.
Well,
Wait,
can you walk me through
sorry,
it?
I missed his.
That it is economically justifiable for them to wear these T-shirts.
Yeah, we're saying
Oh,
like it's
God.
it's a startup, right? It's being
Nice.
subsidized, being invested in, and maybe it'll be bigger one day. So
Why is it justifiable?
Well,
First of all, how
Nick
much?
just took my whole point is that like the WNBA is losing money today, but the
Yes.
franchise values are going much higher.
Mm.
So like as an owner of a business in the WNBA, you're not actually losing money. It's losing money as an operating cash flowing business this year, but that's what all startups do in their infancy, and you invest to grow and have your franchise value go higher, which they are. And that's on the backs of your labor force, which are being underpaid. And I'm guessing they don't have equity in these companies. So like they're asking for a justifiable wage, which like if you look at tech workers, they get equitized, they get paid significantly for being involved in a startup that still loses money too.
that would be, I actually like that as a solution. It's like cash flow wise, we're broke. I'm literally putting, money into this franchise every single year. I'm bleeding cash, but yeah, on paper, I'm worth maybe another $100 million more this year because WNBA is getting popular. Caitlin Clark is like exploding the league, whatever it is. So I don't have the cash to pay you, but I'll give you these restricted stock options. If there's ever a liquidity event, you'll make it, but you're not going to get paid more cash now.
Okay, so what you're saying sounds reasonable, but like the devil's in the details, right? So it's like, okay, how much do they currently get paid as a percentage of revenue? How much should they get? The should is like the problem I have. Like, if the should is low, then like the market should just
Okay, so
create another thing.
but to your original point, the should is what the market will agree upon. Like the NBA, the men had a lockout 6 years ago over this exact argument. Like how much should we be earning based on how the owners are profiting, and including the owners profiting in terms of like franchise value increasing. So they had a strike, and now you see NBA players at like the top of the pay scale for like guy like not LeBron James, but like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's like an up and comer. He's like a great player, but like that guy's earning as much as Lionel Messi, like way more than Lionel Messi.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't mind these owners like saying they shouldn't get paid that much because like the owner's putting billions of dollars on the line at risk, right? Right? It's not like you know, any of the players are, while they are the product, they're not necessarily like risking, you know, capital to the upside.
There's a good I think did you guys watch the ESPYs? Did you see the Shane Gillis monologue?
We actually had it
We
up
just watched it.
before you
Oh
came in.
My God. So Shane Gillis's joke makes the point I want to make here. So did you see the joke where he was like, what was the thing?
Dude, first of all, his jokes were landing flat on that whole audience.
Yeah.
It was like
that
dead
audience
silence.
it's like those
They did not
that
like it.
audience was just like giant log up their ass. The jokes are fucking hilarious. But no, he had some joke where he was like, 4-time All-Star Brittany Hicks is in the audience. Everybody give her a round of applause, and it cuts to some woman on camera, and everybody's like, he's like, I'm just kidding. That's my buddy's wife. You guys don't even know. You guys don't even know. And like, that's the kind of the point. Like, the WNBA is like Caitlin Clark, and she's got her like, you know, villain counterpart, Angel Reese.
Yeah.
And then other than those two, and then maybe like, you know, you kind of get your like Trace Leches characters now. There's like some like, you know, they're coming in.
Trace Leches.
I didn't follow.
Three white people?
I know more about the like the
No, there's one who like
the-
protects Caitlin Clark.
yeah, Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah, she protects Caitlin.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
like the
she's a vibe. We
she's
like
like
her.
the who is that? Like the
Sounds
Dennis
like a-
Rodman,
yeah.
I guess, of
But, like,
MJ.
As long as you kept Caitlyn and like one sort of like, you know, villain character, you could replace the entire rest of the cast with just like college athletes and nobody would notice. Like nobody would care. Like it would make no discernible difference to the entire product.
I don't know if that's true because I don't think that you're the audience. I don't think you're
Definitely.
a customer because you don't actually watch the WNBA. But I think
consume
there.
a lot of WNBA content.
Do you actually watch the WNBA?
No, but I follow it actually a lot on social media. It's like
Because
very interesting to me.
I actually think that at least from what I'm hearing is that like the consumer metrics are up significantly.
Dude, I got some stats on the franchise values. The Golden State Valkyries.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah.
Do you know how much teams are worth? Did we already talk about this?
I
have
mean,
no
I have
idea.
them in front of me.
How much would you guess a WNBA team is worth?
I would guess a WNBA team is worth like 50 million.
I mean, I have the numbers right here. so
275
that's how what you guess?
average value.
Okay. So average franchise value in 2024, 96 million. The average value this year, 270 million. So on average, they've increased 180%. So the Golden State Valkyries are now worth 500 million, up 180% year over year. New York Liberty worth 420 million, up 222%. Indiana Fever worth 335 million, up 273%. So you can imagine why they're kind of
Dude, this is crazy.
protesting.
And this is the nuance in this discussion because like I actually agree. Like I think you made a good point, which is that value is not necessarily cash flow. And the fact that the league is unprofitable doesn't mean that these leagues are generating value. The problem that I have is that like it seems to me that like Caitlin Clark by herself has like generated like $1 billion in value. And everybody else has done basically fuck all. So if it was like Caitlin Clark, like everybody should give Caitlin Clark like $10 million for sure.
Well, what they would do is they would band together and create this like labor force with Caitlin Clark.
Oh, do
and
they not have a labor union? Like
No, I
or
was just
a-
saying that
oh.
the labor. I don't know if they have or not. I don't follow the WNBA, but I would say that if they have a labor union, then they would like all band around Caitlin, and they'd be like, "Together, we're strong." And then they would have Caitlin leverage her,
Yeah,
her power.
but they'd just be like white guilting her, you know, like she's
Well,
like all of the
they would be.
yes, she's
Seems
like
they
all of
might
the
have-
value.
Might have been.
Yeah, she seems susceptible to that from what I've seen. But like she's all the value. Like when did those numbers go up? They went up when like she came into the league.
Can
Well,
I?
they also finally got like a big TV deal when she came in.
I want to give a little
Yeah.
perspective here
TV
because
deals are
I
huge.
follow the business side of sports pretty closely.
Mm-hmm.
at the average franchise value of 270 million, that's higher than like 15 teams in the Premier League soccer right now.
Really?
And that's true for all major soccer leagues.
Yeah.
So
Feels-
Spain,
feels like a
France,
bubble.
Germany, England, Italy, like that's higher than all of them. And we're talking about global soccer. Every league has like their Manchester United, Barcelona, whatever. But like once you go past those teams are worth like 100 million, maybe less. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think like, is this just a 1-year pop in valuations, and then 2-3 years later,
But like,
like
I'm
the drama
selling
between
so fast at 275 right now. Like you're selling so fast. Like, is this?
Do you think
sustainable?
is this more of a broad trend that extends beyond women's basketball and goes into women's sports? Is like women's pickleball? Is this like, are you seeing this in like women's tennis? Am I seeing this in like women's soccer? Is this like a trend, or is this just idiosyncratic and
I don't know, but it
isolated?
does say the TV ratings are up 23%, ticket sales up 26%, attendance up 13%. So at least for the WNBA, so they're seeing some like fundamental metrics. But man, the worst part of this would be if they did some kind of equity deal at these like valuations this year,
Oh yeah.
and it takes a Nasdaq bubble time like 12 years to get back up to the valuations.
No.
I imagine the viewership's pretty sticky though. I think it's probably like early NBA.
Right.
Have you ever met anybody who has watched a WNBA game though?
No, but I'm not like their target audience
At
either.
all.
Like
I don't even watch NBA basketball.
The bull case for the WNBA, and I think a lot of the reason the WNBA value has grown is because the WNBA is like interesting on social media, and I think social media views are their views. They're still impressions. They're still eyeballs, and I think the drama and everything around like Caitlin Clark, especially, is like interesting. Like I
Yeah.
never cared at all about the WNBA ever until Caitlin Clark, and now I care because it's like.
Identity politics.
It's
like
yeah. You've got
easy
like
fodder.
you've got like South Park race war plus like basically like female Steph Curry. I mean, she's legitimately just like shooting threes from like half court in the middle of the game. It's very funny. It's like actually legitimately entertaining. But like nobody else does anything on par with that. So from like an athletic standpoint, it's like but like for the drama is interesting. And I think in a world where like a lot of people don't consume 2.5-hour sports games, but they do consume like a 30-second reel on social media. I think there's a lot of value to that. I think there's actually a lot of value to the WNBA in just like the broad social media reach, all storylines and everything that come from it. They're girls, so they do like the fashion thing. The fashion thing's like entertaining. Like, what are they wearing? The girl drama. It's like actually kind of fun. Like the game is almost like it's almost like secondary to me.
Okay, I have a weird question. I almost don't want to say it. Okay. Do you like when I follow WNBA even to the slightest, like one of my first questions when I see like a person, like I'm looking at like an identity, right? Like I'm looking at Caitlin Clark and then I'm looking at Sophia Smith or whoever you mentioned. But like the first thing I'm wondering is like, are you lesbian? And then I want to Google that.
And then
It's like
I love that you said that out loud. Thank you.
it's like 50-50.
That's what this podcast is all
it's
about.
mostly the audience, probably.
It's 50-50.
The answer is
Is it really?
It's probably very high.
No, it's actually I think it's actually like 70-30 lesbian.
Whoa.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's
And the
very
girl that went to High Country Day, she was drafted like one of the top picks in the WNBA. She wrote an article in the Players Tribune about how she was bullied because she was straight.
Oh, in the WNBA.
Mhm.
Oh.
What? That's a thing?
Mhm.
Wow, you never think
So
of
it's
it going
like
the other way.
ultra over-indexed.
Yeah.
This is going to totally derail this, but
No,
like
this is fascinating. I didn't know this.
why are lesbian girls so good at sports?
I don't think that's necessarily the case. I
No,
think-
it's definitely the case.
no.
Like there's a
it just happens
wild
to be that WNBA players.
No. There
are
is a
lesbian.
wild overrepresentation of like lesbian women in athletics.
So
This
I-
is like a known thing.
So I just recently had Chris I had Kinger
Oh yeah.
in town.
Oh okay.
Kinger was visiting, and he's the soccer coach at University of Oregon, women's. And I asked him the same question. I'm like, how many of your women are lesbians? He's like, well, I don't actually know, but I would guess above 50.
Whoa.
like it's very interesting because like you don't go to the NHL locker room and like everybody's gay, right? Like it doesn't go that way. Like
Well, I don't think that's the right analogy. You'd be like, well, how many?
what do you mean?
How many
How is that not the right
How many
analogy?
ballet dancers that are guys are gay? That's the right question. Not like
Wait, hold on.
you have to pick a feminine.
Hold on, I have to think about what you're
You
saying.
have to pick a feminine activity. You have a masculine dude. You pick a feminine activity, like you're choosing a feminine
Okay.
woman
So you're
and a
saying
masculine.
sports are inherently masculine.
Potentially, yeah.
So that's your reason. Your reason is that like sports are inherently masculine. If you're a lesbian, there's a masculine element to that because you like girls, ergo you're good at sports.
No, I wasn't saying that's the reason why you're good at sports. I'm just saying you're doing a false equivalency there.
Okay, but that sounds like the conclusion you're drawing.
I mean, I could see like a story arc
So
of
like
a
some
hypothetical
sort of gene
character.
that makes you like girls makes you good at sports.
No, I'm just saying like I could see a hypothetical story arc. A girl who happens to be like quite athletic in school. They call her a tomboy. Maybe she just is a tomboy. She likes
It's
dressing
like
up.
a self-fulfilling prophecy.
And then it just like maybe lives out its arc. Like the identity
Wait,
sticks.
so you're
and-
saying the tomboys aren't actually lesbians? They just
no,
lean
there's
into
so
it?
many girls that are tomboy, when they're young, and then
That's a hot take.
not all.
I like this topic. We have absolutely no domain knowledge here. Let's keep talking.
I
about
like,
our ass.
yeah, I like
Three
it.
idiots talking to each other.
Wait,
Hammered.
wait. So you're saying being a tomboy is just a gateway drug to being a lesbian, even if you don't actually like girls? It just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy
Potentially.
because
I like Steven's interview style. He just like pries the answer out of you that he wants.
I mean, that would be the most entertaining answer.
You're telling me that
This guy doesn't give
leading question
answers
is the
very
leading
easily.
answer.
Oh, man. I mean, I was actually thinking about this the other day because like the number 2 pickleball player is a lesbian,
hmm
and like she was like really good at like baseball, which I think is like really funny because like baseball is the worst sport for girls, like stereotypically. Like if you were to pick a sport, be like what are girls gonna be bad at? You'd be like baseball.
Oh, but like the softball girls are like highly lesbian. And
Well, the girls are. I don't know. Like girls seem to be really good at like throwing fire underhanded, but like they can't throw like overhanded for some
Okay,
reason.
well, the girls
but
throw
this girl,
overhanded
this
in
girl
the
could throw
field.
overhanded. Like she played legit like college baseball.
Okay, so I know softball girls and the straight ones would wear ribbons in their ponytail to signify that they're straight.
No way.
Really?
Wow.
I mean,
Where do you get all this
so-
knowledge from?
I'm a sportsman.
Softball. Okay, so the sorority next to us in college was the softball sorority, and that place was like there was not a straight girl in sight in there.
Yeah.
There were dudes. Like I would walk into that sorority on a random Saturday night, and there would just be like 15 naked chicks playing beer pong.
I didn't ever play beer pong.
But
naked.
like not like women you would stereotypically want to see as like a college man. You know, there's some obesity there.
I'm
you know,
trying to think
but-
of other like manly characteristics like farting.
No, I'm pretty sure they were farting too. Like they're kind of like dudes
Yeah.
in a way. But is that the thing? There's like a gene that makes you like a dude, and in making you like a dude, you're good at sports.
Yeah, maybe it's like correlated with sexuality, but not necessarily tied to it. Like it just makes you more manly.
This would be a great time to have
Little
an
more
actual
testosterone
expert
than
on
others.
this podcast.
I do think there is something to say like let's say as a young woman, you're kind of breaking the femininity norms by being much better at sports, maybe even than your like male peers. You're just like, I'm really good. And it puts you on like a pattern of maybe
So
breaking
you
those
just
norms.
become like inadvertently socialized by men because you grew up playing sports with them.
maybe, yeah.
Because legitimately, as like a 10, 11-year-old girl, if you're good at sports, you just play with the guys because you develop faster than them. Or at one point, you're just better than them, so you want to play with the guys, and then you have like a physical edge for a few years, actually. So you're with the guys.
I can see it.
It's a good theory.
Yeah.
I like that.
Really-
Clip
I don't know
this,
what-
Alan. Nick Urbani's theory on.
It just makes
lesbians.
them more comfortable to continue rejecting those norms. I feel like they're just like in a
So you think it's a nurture thing?
But then imagine
Yeah.
like these trailblazers, these women who have like succeeded in like bringing women's sports to the mainstream. Now that's going to change the culture to a degree where the nurture doesn't affect women's like tomboyness as much because it's just like a normal thing now.
This fits in with my experience with the gays, which is that like when I meet I've met a lot of gay men in my life,
Yeah.
obviously. I don't know why that's
Obviously.
obvious.
Your neighborhood does borderline a certain neighborhood in the.
We border. My buddy, I just learned refers to it as Boys Town,
Oh, okay.
which is like hilarious.
Hey, you're borderline Boys Town.
So I live near Boys Town, but like I meet like gay men, and I'm just like, oh, you're gay.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like you're gay. But like I've met like a lot of like gay women. And it's just like, are you really gay? Is this just like a choice you're making? Like
Wait, what?
no, like lesbian women. Like some of them you meet and you're like, are you really? Are you just mad at your dad that something happened to you? And there are some you meet where you're like, oh, you are definitely like, because you're like, I thought you were a guy actually when I met you, but no, you're actually just like a very butch lesbian. But then there are girls who are like, are you really? But I feel like with the men, I'm just like, oh yeah, you're gay. Like this wasn't really like a choice for you. Like you were just definitely.
Have you ever met a guy who you're like, are you gay though? Have you ever met a guy like
for
this?
sure? But that guy is definitely gay, and he's just in denial.
Yeah.
Do you feel like men are like socialized to be gay? I feel like men are just. I feel like you're just gay.
I don't know. I feel like the younger kids, it's changed for them. Like they might have been socialized to become gay.
I think definitely a younger generation could be easily socialized to be like.
I think you can become confused, but like I don't know. I just feel like you're just temporarily confused.
Right.
Which is
That's what I'm
different.
saying.
But that's different.
Okay.
Like I feel like women can just be like, yeah, whatever. I like women.
Both ways.
They just go with that. Yeah, we're just gonna go with this.
I feel like I really wish we had
Kinda supports
Armand
my
for
theory.
this one.
Yeah.
Armand
I know,
would have been
Armand
so
would've been
good
great
for
here.
this.
I don't want to come back. Also, we're going off the rails.
Yeah. Nick, it's supposed to be your job to keep this podcast.
I
on the
know. We
rails.
have no idea what we're talking about.
I wanted to see if anyone was commenting in the chat, and nobody
Just went
wants
silent.
to. Nobody wants to touch this.
Not touching this one. Let these idiots kill
Nobody
themselves.
wants the XP rewards.
All right, let's hit one more topic, then we'll wrap up. So I posted this Twitter post in here. I'll read the paragraph here. This guy says, create the habit. That's it.
You want one?
You're not studying a new skill to turn it into a better career or successful business. You're just studying. You're not going to the gym to get super buff or healthy. You're just going to the gym. Forget about your goal, even if you want it really badly. Forget about performing at a high level, even if you know you can. Your only job is to become a person who has that habit. Nothing else matters.
Shit.
So I like this because like I feel like when you're a goal-oriented person, you can use your goals, either outcome as your goal, or you can say that the system or the habit you need to develop is the goals. And I like the latter. Like if you want to be a healthy person or a fit person, you just need to make sure you go to the gym 3 days a week, and that's it.
Okay, so I agree with you, but it seems like in practice, your spreadsheet and whatnot doesn't follow along with that. It says
It does.
outcome based.
Yeah, you should know the outcome, right? And then in the middle, you have the immense, immeasurable pain if you don't do it, the immense, immeasurable pleasure if you do it, and then the right side is like the system that or the habit. Let's use the habit.
Okay.
The habit you need to form in order to hit that outcome.
Wait, Nick. I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
You just pulled the e-brake on me.
Yeah.
My brain is still transitioning from pontificating about lesbianism.
You still thinking about lesbians?
It takes me a while to.
It didn't help that like we opened these beers and they just exploded all over us.
Yeah, the beer was exploding. Nick started talking about habits or some shit, and then like I found myself sitting here being like, "Wait, what are we talking about?"
Guy posted on the internet.
A guy. Okay.
Yeah,
That's kind of the show.
He said, don't worry about like becoming buff or becoming healthy. Just create the habit of going to the gym because that's what you need.
So the
in order
goal isn't to get fit. The goal is to go to the gym.
So your only job, if you want to accomplish something, is become the person who has that habit that you need to accomplish the goal.
Incrementalism.
Dude, I think that this is crucial for a guy like me because like I found myself in a massive rut, having like less energy and time with this newborn 3-month-old, and I haven't worked out at all. I tried to go play pickleball once, tore my calf open. I'm a fucking mess.
I think you got injured playing pickleball.
Dude, I almost didn't even want to tell you because I'm so like embarrassed because I was
You should get
talking
some sort
shit.
of like award for that.
Yeah.
He's been playing tennis, sliding around. All his
Whatever
his
the
calves and
fell for it
kneecaps
again
and
award
Achilles are in
kinda
place,
thing,
and then
but
he goes
pickleball
plays
equivalent.
pickleball and just
Pickleball
rips it.
once. I'm so embarrassed about it.
Oh.
But yeah, I basically feel like I need to get back to this incrementalism where I'm saying like, I don't need to get back to the healthiest guy ever. I just need to be a guy who does something one time per day. Just do something. And I remember like back when I was younger and I would fall into ruts like this, I would do that. Like I would tell myself that I just need to walk inside the gym. That's like the whole goal for my fitness for the day. But once I'm inside, fuck it, I might as well work out, and like I do. But I don't like hold myself to any metrics while I'm in there. I'm just like, you just got to go in there. But once I'm in there, I'm gonna have a workout.
Yeah, I
probably.
forget the name of the book I read. I think it's called like Tiny Habits or something similar
Atomic
to that.
Habits.
No, that's a different one. I have that one too.
There's Atomic Habits and Tiny
I think
Habits?
so. And like he's
Did
saying,
the Atomic Habits guy just one up the Tiny Habits guy?
yeah, it does.
Should we write Quantum Habits? And just
Yeah,
like take the whole
molecule
market?
habits.
Qubits? Qubits.
I didn't like Atomic Habits, by the way. I didn't think that was a good book.
Yeah, I don't remember any of it, so it probably wasn't good.
Name.
But Tiny Habits guy was like 2 push-ups every morning when you wake up. You have a trigger, and then the action, and then the most important part is you gotta seal it in emotionally. So like
seal it in
yeah,
emotionally.
you gotta like seal the victory of like just doing the 2 push-ups. So Tony Robbins might say like after those 2 push-ups, you feel a sense of like, oh, I did it. I just showed discipline. I showed like, I made an effort.
That's your version of celebrating that victory.
Yeah, and you have to like
have a sign,
like a cue, like something that you do where it's like clenching your fist and be like, and you feel the feeling of like being proud of being disciplined, or that whatever it is that associates
Okay,
it
you
with
know what
those
I'm
2
reminded
push-ups.
of, by the way, dude? That Hunter Biden clip that we didn't show.
Yes.
Where
this
he's
is-
talking about smoking crack?
Yes, but this is in the opposite direction. But he
Oh
said
my
he
God,
said
that
that
was
crack is
amazing.
he said that crack is so powerful, not only because of addictive chemical properties, but it's the fact that you have this like pageantry built around it, where you have this like oral fixation. It's usually around a time of the day or whatever, kind of like a smoke break, where you
There's a
like,
ritual.
There's a ritual to it, and I feel like this is exactly what Tony Robbins is saying, just like on a positive side.
Yeah, yeah. And he said he didn't even want to recount the story of what it's like on crack cocaine because he didn't want to create a euphoric feeling in his body by just.
But you could see him like in his eyes.
He's
He
so
was
excited.
like reminiscing about how much he loved crack.
What was the post I
Like
sent you? There was
watching him talk about crack made me want to do crack. I was like, wow, this crack stuff looks pretty good.
The best part is he goes into the things of why it's healthier than cocaine because he's like,
he says like it's healthier than drinking beer.
it detoxifies all the impurities out of the cocaine. Anyway, hallmarks of a
Okay,
addict.
wait, hold up. That kind of makes sense.
yeah, but otherwise you don't want to inhale that into.
Wait, why is crack worse than cocaine?
Well, Hunter
for its
Biden would
addictive
tell
qualities.
you that it's
Is it just
much
'cause of
more.
I don't know. Cocaine's pretty addictive.
Well, he said that it's much more. It's like fast acting, and then it also wears off faster, so you got to do it again even faster, which cocaine is like notorious for.
But is it true that if you smoke crack, like you burn off like fentanyl? Like you can't
Potentially,
die?
I don't know.
Okay, that's like a good
This is
point
like
in favor of crack.
same level of knowledge as lesbians.
Yeah, yeah,
So
they're like-
I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pitch this at Splash House. I'm gonna be like, guys,
Should we
like,
just do
I know you
crack?
brought all this cocaine, but like, what if we just whipped up some crack real quick? Like,
Cool. We'll queue up. We'll put a reservation for the
how do you
rehab center now.
how do you make crack?
Oh
I
yeah,
think that-
mayonnaise jar and sodium benzoate, according to.
Wait, you can make so crack is cocaine plus mayonnaise jar plus sodium.
He said you
benzoate?
could go to a convenience store very easily, and the glimmer in his eye when you said how easy it was to make crack cocaine was
But you need like cocaine to start with.
yes.
Yeah. it's
Okay,
cocaine.
so that's what I don't get. You gotta get this expensive thing, and then you make this cheap thing.
You use the cheap things to maybe break it down into like a simpler.
But like crack is it's like a cheap drug, right? So does like a ounce of cocaine get you like a massive quantity more crack?
If you chop it,
Sounds right. I don't know, man. I'm not a crack user.
yeah, you're asking the wrong guys, dude.
I mean,
Ask Gupta.
I would love to ask Gupta actually. Like we should just have like
Gupta's
Gupta in
so
our
good.
mon seat and be like, Gupta, just tell us how to make crack.
Just like have a producer Gupta.
It's like
The whole pod is just us asking Gupta's dumbass questions. But I like where you're going, Eric. You're like, okay, there's a trigger. It's like a time of day, potentially.
I love this guy just brought it back.
I'm trying.
Seamless.
I have to abstain from beer just to be able to keep this thing on track. There's a trigger. There's like a ritual that he does, like whatever his habit is, and then there's the euphoric feeling. And unfortunately, 2 push-ups not going to give you euphoric feeling of crack. Swallow the beer,
Dude,
Steven.
come
Swallow the beer.
Wait, hold on. I think, dude, what's happening?
Oh my god, I couldn't swallow it. You said euphoric feeling, and I just thought about smoking crack.
Well, that's what Eric's point was, is that like you could look at Hunter Biden and reverse engineer how to create a habit.
Right, like it works the same way as like some other addiction, but just you can use it to serve you.
So the title of this pod is Atomic Habits We Can Learn from
Hunter Biden's crack
Habit.
addiction.
How you can create the habits. Man, it's funny. Like if you ask yourself, how do I create the addiction to do whatever you want to do? Maybe it brings it into.
I
light
mean,
more.
look, if you're going to reverse engineer addiction, crack is a good starting point because
Yeah.
people seem to really like crack. So if you figure out what makes people really like crack and just put that to health,
Yeah.
you know, that'd be great.
Yeah, but how do you get the euphoric feeling at the end? Sometimes
How do you get the euphoric?
I don't know. I
feeling?
think you gotta like, because sometimes it didn't work out. I'm like dusted. I'm like, fuck, that was so hard. I'm so tired. My body hurts. But I think you need to trigger yourself and be like, that was amazing. I just was the strongest I ever was in a workout. I just did this for like the same workout for the 3rd time in the week.
I
and,
know
like, lock it in.
you kind of get a sense of euphoria after a hard workout like that. Your body
It's
feels
the
like
only
high
reason
on
I do
endorphins
it
or
is
something.
to feel better throughout the rest of the day. It's not even like a goal of like getting a certain weight or a certain amount of pounds lifted.
I love that Rocket just joined the chat and he's like, I'm behind, but Atomic Habits is a great book, not knowing we're about to talk about fucking crack.
Not gonna take another crack.
He's like, oh shit, they're talking about smoking crack now.
Rocket, I'm sorry.
I can look at the chat like 15 seconds later, he's gonna be like, oh god.
Rocket, by the way, congratulations in order for Rocket. He just has a 4th child like within the last 24
Oh,
hours. Or
fuck
something.
yeah,
Wow.
Rocket.
Rocket,
Legendary.
yeah,
Boy, girl?
I don't remember.
Oh,
Legendary.
Yeah, he's a
doesn't
beast.
matter.
Family
Still
tree is
awesome.
growing.
Keep them away from Hunter Biden.
Steven, besides your new crack habit, are you trying to create any new habits lately? Trying to build in any?
No, I'm just trying to break addictions right now.
Ooh.
Yeah. So my main thing right now is like I'm just trying to like stop trading. Like I made a lot of money this month, and I'm just like I just
know you did.
just want to stop. I just want to like do a certain spot and go to the beach or something. And then like literally this morning, I woke up and I was like, I'm just gonna close everything. I'm gonna just go into spot, and then I'm gonna go play pickleball. Six minutes later, I'm just like levered long here. Because I just wake
Maybe
up,
you're-
I just see opportunity.
I think his alter ego fucked up the algorithm just to like make it painful for him to trade again.
What did I do?
Your alter ego is the one who fucked up your algorithm software
Oh,
to create pain for you.
Is that like an evil version, like
Yeah.
a Bizarro?
Evil Steven.
fucking Algo, man. God.
You got any habits?
Something that I would like to get back into my life is a bit of fitness.
Did he catch up yet?
That's a good comment.
The Voida says, pick the wrong day to stop sniffing glue. We're talking about euphorics.
Who said that?
The Voida.
Dude, the boy coming in strong. He's got like a #1 crown today.
Oh my
Proud of
god.
him.
Yeah.
I haven't laughed this hard on a pod in a long time. I'm just like crying.
Pick the wrong day.
Oh my god.
Nice, dude. You're gonna fit right in here,
It's
bud.
been a wild day, man. It's been a lot of ups and downs today.
Lost 6 figures.
But,
Picked
like,
up a new crack
mostly-
cocaine addiction.
Mostly I'm gonna go to bed with fond memories today. Tears in my eyes.
You're literally crying.
It's not the 7 beers that you have next to your chair there?
I've only had 3 beers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna start
one
the
to
day. I'm gonna start the day with 50 push-ups. How about that?
Ooh,
Ugh.
that's not a tiny habit, I feel like.
Yeah.
Not tiny enough.
No, that's tiny.
Okay. You're a strong dude.
I can't stop.
All right. That's a good sign.
Oh, sorry, I can only take so much crack smoking talk.
We should just end the pod and watch the interview again. It's hilarious.
Do you? Is it weird that we can like talk about smoking crack and then like just bring it back to? Yeah, I'm gonna do 50 push-ups.
No, I think it's like a normal conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I should probably never have kids because if they
Dude,
ever discover
well,
the archives of this podcast,
We gave a
I'm in
shout
trouble.
out to the food and beverage channel in our Discord today. I'd like to give a personal shout out to the parenting channel in our Discord because Rocket was one of them. I think Rocket was the catalyst to all of it. Just saying that he welcomed his 4th kid, but I've been talking with Mina about having a 2nd kid, and it's so hard right now with one. But all these dads in our Discord gave me so much encouragement and I don't know, just like good insights into what to expect moving forward. And I think I'm like back on the fence. I was off the fence. I was even on like the no side, and now I'm like back on the maybe side.
Give it time.
Yeah, give it time is also what they said.
That's great, man. I'm so glad you said that because I want new listeners to know this pod is not all about smoking crack. There's like a lot of good content here, some good community. This is actually a wholesome family podcast.
It really is. It really is.
Not because of me, but
I'm titling the pod "Hunter Biden Smoked Crack."
wait, we could probably.
Well,
Once you put crack in the title, there's like all sorts of funny. The title of this pod should just be "In Defense of Crack."
okay. All right.
Maybe not that one. I'll figure one out.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thanks for everyone in the chat. Rocket boy to everyone who contributed, collected. I see in there. Hookem was in there. Christopher Ledger, Short Stick, Ali, Marty, Cam, Metz, Corby. What's up, guys? Thanks for hopping in the chat. We'll be here next week. I think Armand will be back next week. Thank God.
Yeah, we need him.
We need him bad.
I feel like our mom would have loved today.
Today would have
It would have been a good one.
wheelhouse.
We even pushed all of his wheelhouse topics till next week.
We might not have gotten to it though, because like as soon as you said crack, he might have just done like a 20-minute monologue on crack, and then like we might not be here. So, no, we miss you, Armand. I look forward to your thoughts on crack next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we banned on YouTube now?
Yeah.
Can you see crack this one?
All right, guys. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next week. Adios.
Later.